Hi guys! A month ago I made a video where I was reacting to cringy TikTok dating advice, and believe it or not, but it somehow got worse. Now, what I'm going to show you isn't just dating advice, it's going to be general gender relations kind of stuff. And it's wild, to say the least. So, in my opinion, this is the perfect proof that men and women are at war with each other nowadays. They just can't connect with each other. There's a huge disconnect between men and women. But I am not going to spoil the surprise, let's just jump right into it.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Man is scary. With a bear. What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you, fuck with them. So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is, terrifying to say, but...
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
So we are already off to a great start. 6 women said that they would rather be stuck with a bear in a forest than with a man. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get hate for this, but this is ridiculous. Yes, there are bad men out there. There are evil, abusive men. And it's scary to meet a random man on the street at night because you never know what he might do. But to say that a bear is less scary than that is just beyond ridiculous. With a man, there's at least a non-0% chance that he's a good guy and he's not going to do you any harm. But with a bear, it's basically 100% certain that you're going to get eaten alive. So, how can you choose a bear over a man? That's really beyond me. Unless they're just saying this to demonize men. I see no actual logic behind this because, yes, there are many scary men out there, for sure. But every bear is scary. Some men are scary, but every single bear is scary. And it's obvious that these women will never be in an actual situation like this where they would have to choose. And I truly hope they never have to find out what it would be like to actually meet a bear in a forest, because that would be terrifying. But I have no words, to be honest. Let's move on.
10 signs you're dating a high-value man. Ever wonder if you've struck gold in the love lottery? Let's dive into the 10 golden signs you're dating not just any man, but a high-value man.
Okay, I just gotta say, the term high value, and especially when it comes to people, so high-value men or high-value women, it makes my skin crawl because of how dystopian it is. Now, don't get me wrong, I get it, some people are more conventionally attractive, some people have more likable personalities, sure, but that doesn't mean their value as a human being is higher. Everybody has the exact same value as a human being. It doesn't matter what you do in life, how you act, everybody's core value is the same. No people are just high value, and how do you even define what high value means? Because maybe for me, a high value man is something different than for another woman. How are we going to define and decide what contributes to a person being high value? But let's see what they have to say here.
Ready for the reveal? Number 1, respectful communication. He listens more than he speaks, and when he speaks, it's with respect and understanding. Communication is his bridge, not a battleground. Number 2, consistency. His actions match his words, day in, day out. Consistency in his care and affection shows you're a priority, not an option. Number 3, emotional availability. He's not a fortress. He opens up to you.
Isn't that like the bare minimum? Yes, a man should open up to you. He should communicate in a respectful manner in a relationship. That doesn't mean he's high value or anything special. It's the bare minimum. I don't know what kind of relationship you guys have been in, but this should be obvious. This shouldn't be anything to celebrate. It should be what you expect. I don't see how this man is high value for communicating in a respectful manner. He's just doing the bare minimum, which is great, but there's nothing high value about it. But then again, the whole idea of calling someone high value is already cringy.
Ladies, if you catch your man talking to another girl and you tell him to stop, and he turns it into an argument, he's cheating, because somebody that's loyal won't hesitate.
I got cheated on in my previous relationship, so I know how much it can mess with your head, but this is just such a stretch. Just because a guy doesn't want to stop talking to a girl, that doesn't mean he's cheating on you. How about you don't control your partner and you let them talk to anybody they want to? It's actually the opposite. If he says that he doesn't want to talk to any other girl, then maybe he's cheating because he's trying to show how loyal he is. Whereas if he's just being upfront about the fact that this is his female friend, then he's probably not cheating, because if he was cheating, he would try to hide it. And imagine if he's actually loyal, if he's not cheating, you're now trying to control him and telling him that he's not allowed to talk to another woman. That's how you make your partner miserable, by controlling everything they do. You need to trust your partner. If they cheat, then you just move on, then you break up, but you cannot control them, you cannot tell them, stop talking to this person. And this goes for men in relationships too. You cannot just tell your girlfriend to stop talking to some guy. You just have to trust your partner and see what they do with the trust you give them.
You've probably seen tons of Looksmaxing videos talking about cancel tilt, mewing, and the most famous one, edge. Basically, Looksmaxing is the idea of maximizing your looks. So to Looksmax means to change your physical appearance to help yourself in society. This all comes from the concept of the halo effect, which is the idea that your appearance affects how other people see you. So attractive people are more likely to be treated well in society, while those who aren't as attractive may be neglected.
Cool. So on one hand, we have feminists on TikTok say that they would rather be stuck with a bear in a forest than with a man. And then on the other hand, we have young teenage guys on TikTok talking about Looksmaxing, because it's mostly young teenage guys. Don't get me wrong. Yes, looks matters. You know, it obviously matters how you look and how much you take care of yourself, and you are going to get treated well if you look well. Also, the halo effect is real. But they go to such extremes with this that it's basically unhealthy and dangerous at this point. And I'm sure some of it is satire, but even if some of it is satirical, many young guys, they don't understand it's satire because they're too young and they're going to engage in very harmful activities. I'm going to show you some of those.
Bone smashing is a disturbing trend among young people to try to reshape their bone using small trauma or fracture.
So this one is definitely the worst, because it's basically young guys smashing their bones with a hammer in order to get a chiseled jawline, because they believe that having a chiseled jawline is the key to male attractiveness. And this is so disturbing, because I understand we all have different insecurities, but this wasn't a thing when I was growing up, when I was a teenager. People weren't that insecure about their looks back then. Nobody would think about smashing their bones. This is what happens when you consume too much of this black pill content. You start to believe that looks are everything. Yes, looks matter, but not to that degree. You should never actually harm yourself in order to look a certain way. Please, if you can't find someone who likes you for the way you look, which I personally don't believe, but let's just assume that's the case, I think it's still better to be single or to be neglected by the society, as they said, than to actively harm yourself by smashing your face with a hammer. Please don't do it, it's not worth it. Please, I'm begging you. This is very harmful.
Place the tip of your tongue slightly behind your teeth, then press the rest of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Then, rest your teeth together slightly. Close your lips. Create a suction hold by swallowing your saliva repeatedly.
This one is less harmful than bone smashing. It's called mewing. It's the idea that if you place your tongue a certain way, then you will train your face and you will get a chiseled jawline. I don't understand how it works exactly, but it's still weird. Maybe it's not harmful, maybe it's not dangerous, but it's weird. I cannot imagine doing this multiple times a day. It doesn't sound very comfortable. And why do this? Just to have a bit more chiseled jawline? You need to accept yourself. You need to have some self-love. You shouldn't go to such lengths in order to look a certain way. That means you are deeply insecure. You need to work on your sense of worth first, instead of trying to change your looks. If you don't accept yourself the way you are right now, you are not going to accept yourself once you get that chiseled jawline that you dream of. Please, your problem is internal, not external.
In your 2 years that you're single, have you ever went to like a date that the guy wanted to split the bill, or you paid?
I paid for too much dates.
That's
And big bills like $300, $400. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm losing my masculinity as she's saying that. Like, what the fuck for these guys?
And I always do that. I'm gonna pay. They won't like fight with me for like who's gonna pay.
On the first date?
On the
They're
first
just gonna
date.
say okay?
They're just gonna be like, thank you so much. And I'll be like, you're welcome, but never again, you know?
Don't let her pay.
Exactly.
Don't. Even if she's like, yeah, it's fine. No, pay, my guy.
Yeah.
It's the bare minimum that you need to do.
Exactly.
I'm getting really tired of this whole conversation about who is supposed to pay the bill on a first date and generally on dates, and why it has to be the man. It's 2024. Most women have liberal, feminist political views, so what's the issue with splitting the bill? And if you want to have a traditional arrangement where the man pays for everything, that's fine, you know, it's your choice. But why do you expect the man to pay? And here, it's even worse, because she offered to pay, but deep down she didn't want to pay. So it's almost like a manipulation on her part. If she didn't want to pay, she should have just told the guy straight away, I want you to pay. Instead, she offered to pay. They said thank you, and then she decided that she's never going to see them again. Such a manipulative behavior. And also, on the other hand, what those guys were saying that also annoys me, because they said, don't let her pay. Why? Why not? Why can't you respect her decision? If she wants to pay, she should be allowed to do so. You shouldn't stop her from it. Actually, I've had a similar experience where I was the one who was offering to pay, and the guy almost got offended by that, and he was almost trying to not let me pay. And to be honest, that's more of a red flag, in my opinion, than him saying, oh, thank you, because it basically means he doesn't respect my decisions. He doesn't treat me as an adult who can make her own decisions. Instead, he thinks that I'm testing him, and he's trying to stop me from doing what I want to do. So that's actually way more controlling than just showing gratitude and thanking her for paying for the meal. I don't understand this weird manipulative behavior where everybody's playing a game and there are all sorts of rules. Who has to pay? The man has to pay, but the woman should offer to pay, but at the same time she doesn't actually want to pay and she wants the guy to refuse her paying. Why can't you be more upfront about this stuff? Why do you have to play those weird games? It's so embarrassing. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. My brain is all cooked. This short form content is really going to be the fall of the humanity. It's so damp, it really makes your brain rot. And it's so superficial, it's all like very surface level analysis. But let me know what you think about this video. If you want more of this type of content, because I can make part 3 of this. There's a lot of content to review and a lot of shit to go through. I will gladly react to more content like this if you want me to. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe so that you never miss another video from me. And that's it. Have a great evening or great day or great morning wherever you are. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.